Today we're going to be making our own homemade Chick-fil-A chicken burger, complete with the sauce and one of their frozen lemonades. Let's go. Yep, hello, hope you're good. We're doing homemade Chick-fil-A today, so the burger and the lemonade that you have just seen, and I haven't actually made it yet. I'm really excited to do this. There is no Chick-fil-A in the UK as far as I know. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. I think there was one apparently in Reading for a little bit historically, but then it closed down, so I don't really know what's so good about Chick-fil-A in general, but I am excited. Apparently it is going to come back, so in the short term this is kind of like the best thing, and as I found with like cloning homemade fast food before, it's normally way better and also like kind of fun. So I tried to find out what's so iconic about Chick-fil-A. Obviously everything should have their sort of niche thing, right? One of the first things I found was that they treat themselves on excellent customer service, whatever that means. I mean, you kind of want that wherever you go, but I guess it's not top of the criteria sometimes. Apparently they're one of the only people to use whole pieces of chicken breast rather than sort of grounded up pieces of chicken. I kind of dispute that. I think a few places do, although I do know that chicken nuggets kind of get made with like a chicken mince coursed up. I've done a video on that before, which was really interesting. There was lots of other things that stood out, but one that I really liked was that they actually marinate their chicken in pickle juice, and I found that quite fascinating. And we're also going to be using icing sugar today. So let's get going. We'll get the burger first of all on the way. So I hope I've got this right. We've got a chicken breast here. In fact, this is one of the smallest chicken breasts I could have bought, which is great for me. But what I believe is that they actually cut them in half. So you've got like the whole width of a chicken breast, but it's slightly thinner, and by the time it's coated, it should look rather good. So I put those chicken pieces into a nice little Ziploc bag. So in this jug is some H2O, so basically just water. Now this is the really interesting thing. I've got some dill pickles anyway that I've used on a previous video, and you've got the pickle juice in there. And actually are these floaty bits around there, I think they're mustard seeds from memory. But what we're doing is combining, oh my gosh, that looks like some sort of weird Mountain Dew. Look at that. To be fair, I don't mind if a bit of mustard seed falls in there, to be honest. Gives it a bit more flavour, doesn't it? Get in there, mate. Have a little swim. But it's this mixture, obviously, with the pickle juice, the sort of vinegar acidic content. It's just kind of a little bit, I'm getting vibes of like, you know when you used buttermilk in the past, which is amazing for marinating chicken. So I guess this is kind of like their version of it. It's that acidity. The chicken's going to sit in it now. Oh, that is bizarre. It really does feel like I've just poured some sort of weird fizzy energy drink onto the chicken. This is going to go in the fridge for a minimum of, oh my gosh, it's spilling out the front. Oh, thank goodness I ziplocked it well. A minimum of an hour, but I think I would really like to have left this overnight. Look at that, Boston. That's not something you see every day, is it? So let's start to make the breading whilst that chicken is sat in a vat of vinegary, pickly loveling. The base of it, like most of these things, is going to be flour. So this is just plain flour, aka all-purpose flour. I quite like the word plain flour. I think all-purpose makes it sound like it should have a purpose. We need to respect our flour, people. Now, I'm not saying this is the actual bang-on recipe. In fact, I believe it is locked up like the KFC one was until it was, well, unlocked. But this is fairly similar, and it's a common belief that apparently there is powdered sugar, aka icing sugar in the UK, in the coating, which is really interesting. It'd be fascinating to see if it's going to give it like a nice sort of sweeter edge, or perhaps even caramelize it more, possibly. That is some paprika, some pepper, some chili powder, a little bit of salt, and last up, this is baking powder. I'm going to go that way just to mix it up a little bit, and obviously the heat when this fries in the oil, which is actually quite unique as well, the oil for this recipe. That should really help enhance the crispiness a little bit. Our chicken is going to get dredged in that. Why does that smell like paprika coconut? That's really weird scent. Okay, that's fairly good. We'll stick with that. We can kind of leave that to one side. The other thing we're going to start to do is make the Chick-fil-A sauce, and I believe that was a meme, wasn't it? There was a girl serving at a counter on a video that, no Chick-fil-A sauce or something. But the really cool thing is, a lot like the coating, we can get this done and then leave it in the fridge ahead of time, while our chicken is literally in a pickle in every sense. So let's do this sauce, and I've been told this is pretty much bang on for one of the sauces. But there are different ones available. Just like the coating that we just made, if we added cayenne pepper to it, it would have made like their hot version, for example. So the first thing in the main body of it is mayonnaise. There it is. That's literally the only reason I did it. I wanted it to look like an ice cream machine. But this is going to pack a punch, and actually one of the first things that goes in with it, Dijon mustard. I blooming love it. The kids and Mrs. B hate it, so I'm kind of in the minority. There's some American mustard, so a little milder. This is some barbecue sauce, so hickory flavoured, a little less of that. some honey, garlic powder, paprika again. I love paprika. And a little bit of zing lemon juice, which we will be using a lot of in a bit. So let's mix this together. I am going to taste it. I have to. Oh, wow. Ooh. Oh, that is lovely. It's kind of like a sweet barbecue sauce. There's a delicate mustard carry in there. It's not strong at all. But the real sweet vibes from perhaps a little bit in the barbecue sauce, a slight smoky flavour, but the honey and the creaminess from the mayonnaise, I really like that. Damn. All right, so I've covered that sauce. It is in the fridge. I'm glad I've got to put it away because I would genuinely just start scoffing on it. So good. So we will start to do the chicken breading now. And I say start. Now, this is something I've learned from videos where I've done fried chicken in the past. I like to rest it on a wire rack. But what I've noticed, and that's just from filming really, is as you're sort of making it and you put it to one side to rest, it kind of like bonds more and it feels like the coating is clung to it and almost dries onto it. So that's what I'm going to do. We're going to have a wire rack ready so it can kind of just sit there, and then we'll switch to the lemonade and then come back and it'll hopefully be, well, kind of like amalgamated, mixed, joined as one to become one, Spice Girls style. Yeah. I would have thought having daughters that they would have liked the Spice Girls. They've got their own, I don't even know what music they like. I couldn't even answer that, to be fair. I did get Chloe into Linkin Park for a little bit, but I don't know what she listens to now. I can't even make sense of it. Boston's favourite song is Who Let the Dogs Out by the Baha Men. Anyhow, normally you do like an eggy coating, but this one is getting mixed with milk. So that is a whisk worth taking. In fact, the same whisk we used just a minute ago to mix the coating together. So I have just drained off the chicken. It doesn't feel much more different, actually. Still obviously a little bit wet, and we've got some mustard seeds on there. I'm just going to ride that wave. So, like we've shown before a few times, your wet hand into the dry bowl, lift it on there to coat, and you can roll it around then. And that would be fine, but double dipping it in, so straight in there, your wet hand returns. Prepare your landing platform so it's nice and evenly. You don't want like a little patch where it's missing. It's just really, look at this. I feel like the world's worst DJ. Wet hand out, again, let that dribble a bit there, down. Beautiful. And that second coating does absolute wonders. And that, get my eggy hand out the way, is just gonna rest on the wire rack whilst I repeat that with the other pieces of chicken. See you in a minute. Do you know what, folks? I've actually gone over all of them twice, but then the last one right at the back there, can you see this one here? I did that thrice. So I'll leave these to one side whilst we warm up our oil. Now the oil we're using is peanut oil. Apparently that's another standout thing that they do. So why peanut oil? Well, it is a slightly lighter colour. It has a really good smoke point, so it's ideal for frying. And apparently there are some extra health benefits to using peanut oil over other ones. It's got vitamin E in it, I know that, but I think it's got some other antioxidant benefits and things like that. Also, it's odourless as well, so it shouldn't really smell. I need a bit more than that, but this is our peanut oil. Hello. So what I'm going to do is actually start to warm up the oil. I'm giving Tuck the day off because I think using a fryer, it's so easy. You can set the thermostat temperature thing on it and it's just like, this is the temperature I need. But I feel like it's sometimes like nice to keep that skill fresh of like knowing that you've got the oil, the sort of the heat that you want. I might regret that. However, another recipe that is very popular whilst that's warming up that I can start to prepare is their lemonade. Now they do a standard one, which was kind of like a sugar syrup with lemons, but then I found that they did a frozen one that used ice cream. Now obviously with ice cream, if I make it now and leave it to stand, it'll probably melt, but we can start to prep at least some of it with the sugar and the lemons. So we've also got some water, which is going to dilute a little bit of the acidity from the lemon. I say a little bit, we're using a lot of lemons. But this is just some tap water, so to prevent it melting too quick and to kind of help the ice cream in some ways, I'm going to get it nice and cold in the fridge. So we'll see this jug in a bit. Oh my gosh, I'm falling where it should be a lot cooler. Don't say it, don't say it. How do you like them lemons? Well, hey, sorry. One of my favourite ways to make lemonade, I've shown this on the channel before, is literally chopping up the lemon roughly, right? Leaving everything on there. An unwaxed lemon, okay? Blending it up with water and sugar. Some of you guys have tried that and bloomin' love it. Other people didn't even want to try it and freaked out. Potential because of the bitterness. I promise you, it's brilliant. Because you're using every part of the lemon. But hey ho, this is not Barry fillet, okay? This is chick fillet. We have got sugar, which is just going to dissolve into our lemon juice. Now, I was Googling it. This is a very exciting Google I did, and roughly a standard lemon should give you about 40 millilitres of juice, especially if you've got a gadget for that, which can help really get the most out of it. So with that in mind, I need about 250 ml of water, so potentially 5 or 6? Okay, oh, that is nice. Okay, that's half a lemon. And that first red line, if you can see it, is about 50 ml. That Google might be right, you know. Don't always believe it. Don't believe in Google. That's what my granddad used to say. Oh, that's slightly over it, isn't it? All right, I think we're going to be fine. Because my backup was actually, and this was another thing that freaks people out sometimes, particularly if you're not in the UK, I thought this was like a really well-known brand, and maybe it is. But this is actually like lemon juice you can buy. I mean, it seems to be like pancake day in the UK. Amazing on a pancake with a little bit of sugar, but this is like pure concentrate. And in fact, what I put in the sauce earlier. Well, there we go. 1 lemon has given us, I would just say about maybe 50 ml. Awesome. Okay, last little bit going in there. And my prediction just a minute ago of 5 or 6? Actually pretty bang on. So that was 6 lemons in total, 250 ml. And we've got some sugar here. Now this is castor sugar. You can also use granulated, but castor is slightly finer and should dissolve easier. And I bet that actually doesn't taste too bad now. I could be wrong. In fact, oh, that tastes like nice cough syrup. It's pretty much what it is. But as I stand here with a slight lemony tang in my mouth, I just want to say thank you, whoever you are, wherever you are in the world. I'm just a bloke stood here in my kitchen right now with a pug by my feet. Whether you're a patron, whether you're a long-term subscriber, whether you've just joined, thank you for watching, really. Cheers. Right. Yep, so this can go to one side. Remember, we've got the water in the fridge chilling, and of course it's going to get mixed with vanilla ice cream. We'll do that right at the end. So back to the chicken. I've got a board here with some kitchen towel. So I'm getting the oil nice and hot, being very, very careful. Now, the black pizza I did the other day, when I was making the mozzarella, I don't know if it was all the crazy colorings we put in there, but this is a brand new candy thermometer, because afterwards, I like wiped it, and all the numbers on the actual thermometer, like, well, to about halfway up, till I was like, what's going on? While I was washing up, they just came off. It took the numbers off of my thermometer. It's gonna help me get my oil temperature fairly right. So let's get this in. Oh yes. And you know what, it's actually quite clean. I might do 2 at a time. Don't put too much in though, because it will lower the temperature. And the great thing is with the thermometer there, we can keep it at a nice steady heat, keep an eye on that actual temperature change. You don't want it going too cold. And we've said it before, no one wants medium rare chicken. The cool thing is, because we've sliced it horizontally, it's got a lot less chicken to cook through. But that coating, oh my word, look at that. Is really coming to its own. Now, I've done something a bit naughty here. Normally, when I'm filming, obviously I hate filming and frying. Just something that I think a lot of you guys have said to me in the past as well. Just something I like to do is turn the handle so it's sort of like away, because I could have easily knocked that then. It would have been hilarious for you guys, but blooming painful. There we go then. Boom. Oh, absolutely gorgeous. Look at the bumps on that. So the chicken is done. I've just put it in my oven. I've preheated it to like 55°, just to keep it warm. We've got some burger buns here. I've got a big old thumb dent in that one. I'll turn it around the other way, it'll be fine. I'm gonna stick it on this frying pan here. Literally no oil in there, just to toast the face side so that the sauce doesn't seep in. There we go, nice and toasted. So we've also got our sauce, nice and chilled. I just wanna eat that, to be honest. We've got some lettuce. Now, I believe that lettuce and cheese, obviously, like most fast food places, is all optional. And like tomato as well, that's not always in there, but this is a beef tomato, and I quite liked it, because it looked like a pumpkin. Now, I'm not a massive fan of the flesh on a tomato, and I saw a hack the other day where you just basically get a cup like that. How cool is that? Oh, I didn't think you could lift it off like that, but I'll do it anyway. I feel like I've missed most of the tomato there. I've still got this in there, but that's fine. I don't know what it is. I never really used to like tomatoes that much, especially this part, so this is more for me, really. And going back to the pickle theme, I've got another jar of gherkins or pickles here, like crinkle cut ones, which I will be putting in too. I'm actually probably going to take that cheese out, to be honest, because there's not going to be enough heat from that chicken to properly melt it, and I really struggle with cheese unless it's melted, as you know. So let's quickly jump back to the lemonade. There's our lemon and sugar mix and our cold water. This is ice cold, oh yeah. But 1200 watts should be enough for us. I've got some ice cream here. 1, 2, 3 scoops of the ice cream. On goes our, oh my gosh, I forgot. The spout on this jug the other day got broken. It's actually like slightly snapped off, so I might need to get a new one. Boom chicka wow wow. I think it's only fair that the whisk watch is on because it's been quite a big part of this video today. I've got this amazing glass that I got from the rum school because I can't find any other decent ones in the house that haven't got like wording all over it. So this is my glass. Probably not coming to a Chick-fil-A soon near you, but hey ho, let's pour this on. Oh wow, there we go. Look at this. That is very, very cool indeed. Speaking of which, I'm going to put it in the fridge just to keep it cool whilst I finish that burger. Right, so here we go then. Let's slather the buns in that sauce. Oh my word. I could just eat this, that'd be amazing. So I'm going to start with some of the pickles at the front. Some of my lettuce. In fact, let's bring you in a bit closer. There we go. Then our ring of tomato. Oh, that looks good. I wasn't sure whether to go all out, but I am. I'm going to sit that chicken on top and let it sort of come out of the sides a bit. And then our saucy bun. In fact, if I push it slightly, look at that. Get a little bit of the sauce showing. Oh my word. I don't know if that's a Chick-fil-A or a Barry filet, but I am loving the look of that. Ah! You stonker. Let's see, honestly, what this tastes like. I'm so excited. Look at it. Oh, right. Ah. Mmm. 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 Oh, I don't know if this is identical. I hope it is. I don't actually care right now because that is sensational. I mean, it's so good I got it all over my face. There's delicate softness of that bun alone, just hitting the toastedness. Because then it carries through and hits that sauce from both the top and the bottom. A little bit of crunch of tomato, the delicateness of the lettuce, the zing, that added zing and punch and texture from the gherkins. And of course that chicken, it's crusted. It's got a really good sort of crispness when you bite into it. And look, it's a whole piece of chicken. Mmm. And that's tender. I don't know if it's the pickles that done that acidity when we marinated it, but we know what buttermilk does, and it has got to have done something. It's now like the second bite, absolutely horrendous. Oh, that is outstanding. Blimey. This is a bit now where I look and I go, oh my gosh, I didn't press record on the camera. I have done that before. Oh, wow. Ooh, that tastes like a lemon meringue pie in a glass. It has got just that right balance of sugar. I mean, maybe a fraction too much. I don't know if we needed as much in there because you've got that in the ice cream anyway. I think it would be a lot more milky that way and even more zingy. So I think it is definitely a really good balance. Oh my word. I really need to get over to America and try Chick-fil-A now. Like, this is genuine. I'm really excited. I nearly did the nuggets. They do like waffle fries as well. I've never made those before. Maybe I should do that soon. But I think out of all of it, as my saggy tomato hangs in the balance. There you go. Come out, mate. Look at that. I love the crunch and the coating on the chicken. I love it. The tenderness of the chicken. But there is that sauce is phenomenal and can be used on so many different things. Hello everybody and welcome to my first video of 2020. I ended 2019 with a bit of a bang, to say the least. You might remember on the end of my last video, I think the very last thing I said was something about, in fact, I think I'm coming down with the flu. I was ill for like 10, 12 days solidly just before Christmas. Christmas was okay, but boy, it was bad. And then over the Christmas period, I thought, do you know what? We'll clean our ovens for the new year. Yes, a lot of modern ovens now have a mode on it. It's called self-clean, where some of the grease on the side, it gets up to 500 degrees and it actually burns off all those bits on the side of the oven to a little pile of white ash. So I said to Mrs. B, look, I know we normally use oven cleaner. Generally, we normally do. But I was like, I really want to try this mode and see what it's like because it's supposed to be awesome. So we thought, well, let's not do both ovens because we have two. Let's just do the one because we don't want it to be 1,000 degrees in here and all that sort of stuff. We're just going to have 500 degrees going on right down there. So the cycle is 2 hours long and it starts off whizzing away and all of a sudden I hear this choosh. I'm like, what the heck is that? I don't know if you can see this, but there, inside the bottom of that oven, is glass. Like loads of shattered glass. And it keeps falling out. Now, luckily, I have a spare oven. I have to be really careful because I've been opening cupboards adjacent to it and glass still keeps falling out. I'm dead serious. This is proper scary. You can't really see it too well, but you have this bit of glass, and under there's 2 more sheets of glass. And just like that scene from Karate Kid 2 when he chops the glass, right? That's basically what's happened. So the only bit of glass that's left is the main outside bit, but inside there, I'm not gonna lie, it does look pretty clean. Just sometimes every now and then I just hear a little drop. And a piece of glass, it's really dangerous, will fall out. So that's why I've got footwear on. I'm not even getting my cardboard cut out, so I'm gonna be very delicate today. The other thing is when it does that mode, it locks the oven. So I can't physically open it. I've got an engineer coming in about a week. Good job we got the other oven because we do need it today. As you can see, the dogs aren't really that bothered by it at all. All they want to do is sleep and eat dog biscuits, which is pretty much all they've been doing over the Christmas period. And in the words of Annie Lennox, they don't really mind walking on broken glass, whereas I and my kids, we don't really want that to happen. Yeah, so that's my life update. As you know, in January, I like to do a handful of healthier recipes just to kickstart the year because everyone's really after those. A Design in a Teacup sent me this tweet, which I really liked, about doing a For Yourself Fit series. I might just do a handful of these about just doing slightly healthier versions on fast food. And today we're doing a healthy KFC Zinger Burger twist with a couple of different ways of serving it, some which you'll love, some which you'll hate. And I'm actually really, really excited for this. I love KFC. I love the Zinger Burgers, but the only problem with KFC I find is if you go to a drive-through, you'll still want to eat it warm, so you eat it in your car, you get it all over your hand, and then you're driving, like slipping. So that's my driving thing. But the reason this is a healthier twist is because the chicken is baked in our really safe top oven. We're going to be very, very careful indeed, my friends. So it's not fried. You could probably get away with pan frying it, actually, but I really want to try and get that nice even colour that an unshattered glass oven will provide. All right? Thanks, I'll have that. First thing we're gonna do is that crunchy, spicy, tangy coating on there. And the easiest way to do this is to get one of these Ziploc baggy things. If you haven't got one of these, just get some cling film and sort of double it up on itself, and we're gonna be bashing. Hello. First thing we're going in is some hot chili powder. So this is gonna be equal amounts, but you can play around with it. And if you want it a little bit hotter, go for a lot more chili powder. Now this looks exactly the same. It's just paprika. Got some garlic granules. Oh wow, that is a big old lump there. Look at that. That'll do. And also some onion granules, which take a little bit of a shake to get in there. Oh, that smells really tangy. My nostrils are flaring. But you mix that together and you've got kind of like a really nice little rub mix already. But oh no, it's the secret ingredient. There is a world famous tortilla chip brand that sounds like burritos, but they were 3 times the price of this supermarket version that also do chili tortilla chips. That's gonna give it the crunch, that's also gonna give it that awesome chili topping. And now the really cool thing is we get to bash this up so that all the spices that we've already put in there mingle with those crumbs. Oh my gosh, that is such a nice sound. It's like ASMR. I'm just gonna roll the rolling pin over the spices in the tortilla chips. That is looking so good. Now we grab our dunking station and our chicken. Right, that's my high-tech dunking station. Got an egg that's beaten together and some plain flour seasoned with some pepper, just mixed in. In the final bowl is actually the topping that we've just made. Look at the colour and the texture. Oh. Smell it? It's like confused cornflakes. Absolutely love it. It smells so good already. And that's before we even cook it. Over here, we've got some chicken. In case you didn't know what chicken looks like, this is what chicken looks like. These are mini fillets, so they're smaller. I didn't really want them to be big today, so that's the ones I bought. But you can buy a chicken breast and have it. Bash it with some cling film over the top with a rolling pin. A little bit like we did with the topping. And that'll be fine. Get it nice and flat and thin. So I'm going to take my piece of chicken. We're going to sort of dredge it. And then we're going to go wet hand into the egg, shake off any excess, and then layer it straight in and use your clean hand, if you can, just to top it on top so that coating grips it on all sides. That way you're keeping one wet hand and one dry hand. Pinch this one out, and we just lay that, boom, down on our tray. Doesn't that look stonking? I'm just going to repeat that lots. That's quite fun, actually. You get dirty hands, don't lick them, don't be tempted. Nope, no. There we go, though. I was starting to run out of topping, but amongst all of that carnage, this looks blooming amazing. 160C fan, 180C non-fan gas mark 5. This one is basically Annie Lennox. Out of order. We ain't even going anywhere near it. I'm going to be very careful when I put it in the oven. Why am I being so careful? I don't know. And why is glass falling out of the other oven bit? I thought it was a sealed by unit. Anyhow, this is going in for 40 minutes in total. It's going to be nice and tender once it's done. About halfway through, which is 20 minutes, quick maths, we'll turn them over. All right, whilst that's baking away in there, a zinger tends to come with some mayonnaise. So I've gone for like a lower fat mayonnaise like that. But if you wish, you can have the zinger sauce on it. If you want to make that, this is how you do it. Ketchup, oh my gosh, 4 tablespoons of ketchup. This is a low sugar, low salt version. I'm gonna bring that mayo in now. So 2 big old dollops of that. Some vinegar, about a teaspoon. This is some sweet chili sauce. 1, 2 good squeezes of that. Back to the garlic powder, yes. Teeny pinch of salt and a couple of sprinkles of crushed chilies. And beat it together carefully so it doesn't spill out of the ramekin. There we go. All right. You sensational thing. Oh, just enough sweetness and tang and heat. Oh. Now, when it comes to the buns, there's so many options you can do. I've grabbed some wholemeal buns. I think the standard buns are normally sesame seed. I did some cloud bread on the channel. If you search for that on the website, that would be really, really good with it. I've also got 2 other options. One of them, I know the internet is going to hate. All right, so the wholemeal bun, I'm just going to go nice and easy through it, and we're going to just toast that, okay? So the good thing is about toasting the buns is we can do them now, get them out of the way, and they'll be done. They can be cold. The chicken will keep it warm. All right, so that's been about 2 minutes. Yes, toasted, toasted. That will do nicely. Now here, this is what the internet's gonna hate. Yes, for our second option, these are some massive mushrooms, portobello mushrooms that I've given a nice wash. Bit of spray oil on there, wax on, inside as well. Now why am I saying the internet's gonna hate this? Because it turns out, whenever I even mention mushrooms, people either love them, I am in that club, but it seems like 80% of people hate mushrooms. I love them. Now these, baked in the oven with the chicken which are about to go, will soften up and actually become replacement buns. That's going in there. About 20 minutes on the mushrooms, if you want to do that. I know 20% of you would do it. So yeah, another 20 minutes for them, and for them, and we'll be ready to go. Oh. It's ready, guys. Oh, those mushrooms, just like burger buns. Oh my gosh, those mushrooms have literally halved in size. Wow. Oh my word. You see how hot that is? The crunch and the tang and the heat from that, and the chicken is super tender. That is phenomenal. Right, here's the 3 ways we're going to serve it. Okay, this is our wholemeal bun. It seems to be that the mayonnaise goes down first from the images that I've just looked at online. And then we get some lettuce that I've just washed. And I'm gonna sit not 1, but 2 of the zinger pieces. Oh wow, I love the color contrast on like that. And I know you don't generally tend to do it, but I just don't like buns being too dry. So I'm gonna just put a little bit more mayo on there. And stick that right down on top like that. There we go. Oh, that looks amazing. I've never actually had one like that in a proper KFC. So the other idea I had was kind of like a naked one where you use the actual lettuce as the bun, okay? I think for this we'll put some of the zinger sauce in there as well. Yeah, so say this is a little bit different, but I just figured that might be like a different option, just if you want it to be like super healthy and have it in sort of like a lettuce bun. You know, it's very healthy. A lot of people do it, lettuce buns, but I couldn't really think of any other way to jazz that up. I feel like it needs the two-tone though of the different sauces on it just to bring it to life a little bit. There we go. I've eaten worse. You know that, I've eaten worse. And last but not least, our peppered mushrooms. These are super soft and wilted now. Don't know if this is going to take the weight of 2, but I'm going to try it. Oh my gosh. Just about. We stick the other mushroom lid on the top. So that looks like more like an oyster shell. Now that's an alternative to the bread bun, a mushroom bun. Or you got your lettuce bun, or you got your bun. It's amazing how we're really the same thing, but they look so different. Kind of like the human race. We're all skeletons, aren't we? But we all look different in our own ways. I'm going to go for the mushroom one first because I'm excited. That bit of chicken's fallen out, but we'll go for this bit. Oh, I actually really like that. It's a little bit squidgy and wet, but other than that, you've got the density and the thickness and the texture as if it's bread. If you closed your eyes, you'd kind of be like, yeah, it would suffice for the purpose of what bread does. In fact, I'm going to go straight up and have the bread one now as a contrast. Oh, substantial. It feels weighty. It actually I think cosmetically and physically and tastily, as I swallow it, it's that satisfaction and that knowledge that it's weighty, that it is a burger. Yeah. But that does work. This one was really hard to take a picture of. I mean, it's basically just grass, isn't it? Wow. That was actually really nice. The lettuce bun had kind of like a refreshing lightness and a crunch to it, a snap that obviously didn't get from the mushroom burger and the weighty bread burger bun. They all sort of serve their purpose. And I know some of you would probably frown on the other ones and just want your bread. That's fine. But as a healthy option, I think they're blooming stonking indeed. I tell you what, bake some cheese into that mushroom bun as well. Like grill it just the last couple of minutes just to melt it through. I actually prefer the mushroom bun. Shock horror. And ultimately, we survived Ovengate. Well, thank you so much to Design in a Teacup for suggesting this playlist, the healthy spins on fast food. If you do like this concept, maybe we'll pepper, food pun, a few more through January. Do let me know down below any things that you would like to see. And remember, there are some healthy other twists on the website already. The cloud bread, I think, would go well with this. So play around with it. Don't play around with your oven. And Happy New Year. See you soon.
Check your level, player. No matter what your style, the kitchen's for me. Simon's moustache, goatee, maybe all 3.
Just trying to turn my camera on. I broke the wet hand, dry hand rule, folks. This is what happens when you do that. The good news is I managed to fluke it with the amount of chicken I needed. It was just enough. Let me show you. I'm going to clean my hands first and try and turn the camera off.